Happy New Year, and thanks for tuning in to San Diego Market Movers Question of the Week. And I have Brian McIntosh with me.
Hi, May.
How's it going, buddy?
Great. How are you?
Fantastic.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Like one of the first I've seen back since 2022 came around. So
I know, and I'm super excited to be here.
I love that you're here. You know that.
I always have a great time. It's just a great show.
We love you. So, okay, I want to talk about your forecast. What is your forecast for the San Diego real estate market in 2022?
Fantastic question.
Thanks.
You know, it's funny. I actually was in love for a long time with a guy named Jim Rohn. Have you ever heard of Jim Rohn?
No.
Not the sports announcer Jim Rohn, but Jim Rohn.
Okay.
And Jim Rohn used to say something. He'd say, people would ask me, what do they think the next 10 years is going to look like? And he'd say, well, I think the next 10 years is going to look a lot like the last 10, and the 10 before that, and the 10 before that. And that's kind of how I feel about the market. Like, what do I think the market is going to be like over the next year? Well, I think it's going to be quite a bit like it was the last year, and the last year, and the last year before that. In Southern California, we have the blessing, we have the good fortune of the market being pretty consistent.
Mm-hmm.
There are times when it's a little more competitive, right? So it's a little easier to be a seller maybe, and then there's times where there's a lot more inventory and it's a little bit easier to be a buyer. But for the most part, we don't have a lot of like radical swings, I don't think. I think the market here is pretty consistent.
Right.
So what do I think over the next year? I think we're going to see a little bit more inventory coming in.
Yay.
I think people are getting a little bit more relaxed, right? More people are willing to put their homes on the market, I think, maybe than they have been over the last 2 years, understandably, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to see a little bit more inventory coming in, which is going to make things a little bit easier. It's going to take a little bit of the pressure off for buyers. Going to make it a little bit more relaxed on the buying front,
Yes.
right?
Great for buyers. Well, maybe I should
Better.
say great for buyers. Yeah, better for buyers.
Improvement for buyers, right?
Right.
But I also think it's going to remain a market with high demand, right? And so it's going to remain good for sellers. I think 2022 is going to be a spectacular year.
Yes.
I think it's going to be another 2018, right? I thought 2018 was such an amazing year. It was a great year to be a seller. It was a great year to be a buyer, right? Demand and supply were kind of evened out, right? So time on market was reasonable.
Right.
Buyers had options, but sellers were still getting what they wanted for their homes, and prices were still going up at a normal, rational, reasonable, real world rate, right? It was just a good year.
Right.
I think we're going to see another one of those.
You do?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. That's the first prediction I've heard, that it's going to be a little bit better for the buyers.
Eternally optimistic.
Oh, I like that. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
So that's your forecast.
That's my forecast.
So we got to talk December 2022. We got to have you back, and let's go through the forecast.
And we'll see if my Nostradamus-like qualities are on par.
Yeah, this positive forecast that you have, because
Yeah.
I think that would be fantastic for the market.
I believe it's going to happen.
Great. Okay, thanks for sharing. That's Brian's forecast for 2022 at San Diego Market Movers Question of the Week.